A very good morning. You're watching NewsX at 11:30. I'm Akshay Tandon. Our focus this morning is the city of Varanasi in Uttar Pradesh, where Prime Minister Modi has come out with a large number of people supporting him in that mega rally that was held yesterday. This morning as well, we're looking at the Prime Minister, who is expected to address a rally in Rohaniya, which is close to Varanasi. On your screens, you can see the bigwigs, be it the Prime Minister himself, the mascot of the Bharatiya Janata Party, or perhaps the Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, Akhilesh Yadav, and the likes of Rahul Gandhi as well, all giving their last-ditch effort, the final push before the 7th phase of elections in the state of Uttar Pradesh. On one hand, we have the Prime Minister's rally with huge numbers, and on the other, we have the Akhilesh's rally in Jaunpur, all coming in from this eastern part of Uttar Pradesh and areas adjoining to Varanasi, which is extremely crucial there for the Bharatiya Janata Party, as the Prime Minister is represented in the Lok Sabha from this particular constituency. The Prime Minister, of course, has lashed out at the Uttar Pradesh government, as we know, saying that they had been blocking all the efforts of the central government to develop the state, to develop Varanasi in particular, to the extent of not allowing a ring road around the city of Varanasi. In fact, he's told the people that the efforts were to make Varanasi a modern town to try and also retain its heritage, but it is the state government, while he lashed out at the Samajwadi Party, saying that it wasn't cooperating with the centre on this. We saw the Prime Minister hold a massive 5-kilometre roadshow yesterday in Varanasi. This was second in as many days. Today by 5 p.m. all campaigning is to come to an end before the crucial and the last voting phase of Uttar Pradesh, which is the 7th phase a day after. We're looking at how the curtains will come down on the campaigning for the 7th phase by this evening, in which the BJP actually is hoping to wrest power from the ruling Samajwadi Party government. To just take you back a little in time, in 2007, it was the BSP that had the clean sweep. In 2012, in this eastern Uttar Pradesh, it was the Samajwadi Party that really had the edge. But things changed dynamically in 2014 when the BJP in all the Lok Sabha constituencies got 71 out of the 80, all thanks to the work and the efforts there put in by BJP President Amit Shah. And now we're looking at how the BJP is trying its hard to try and wrest power there from the SP. On your screens, you can see how Prime Minister Modi has been visiting the crucial ghats. He is also to visit the Gadwaghat Ashram. In fact, these are the visuals that are coming to us of Prime Minister Modi there, who is at the Gadwaghat Ashram as well. This ashram is on the outskirts of the Varanasi city, has a considerable amount of followers in different sections of society, especially among the OBCs. The Prime Minister is also expected to visit the other ghats in Varanasi before he goes ahead and actually delivers yet another massive rally today. Let's go across to our colleague Madhav Das, joining us over the telephone line. Good morning, Madhav. Talk us through the plans ahead where Prime Minister is concerned. All final push being given, be it the BJP with their mascot being the Prime Minister, or perhaps Akhilesh Yadav, the Chief Minister, and Rahul Gandhi, VP of the Congress.
Well, absolutely. In fact, we've been seeing all sides really campaign very heavily in this final stage of the UP polls. And clearly, of course, with today being the last date of campaigning for the final phase of polling, which is to take place on the 8th, clearly, of course, a complete push that is going to be given from both sides. Of course, Rahul Gandhi and Akhilesh Yadav, in fact, actually going ahead and campaigning on ground, apart from, of course, BSP Chief Mayawati. But, of course, the main focus has been the Prime Minister's campaign in his own home ground, his constituency of Banaras. And that's where all eyes are on currently, to try and see really what the impact would be of the Prime Minister's own campaign. We have seen him yesterday hitting out at all opposition parties, saying that they only wanted development for a certain section of people, whereas, of course, as far as the Prime Minister's own slogan is that Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas. That's the kind of sort of campaign that we've been seeing through the course of the day today as well. We expect to see huge rallies where the Prime Minister is expected to address. And one other important fact is the Prime Minister himself spending 2 nights there on ground in his home constituency of Banaras is certainly something which is very significant, because clearly it's a way to reach out to his own constituents, try and sort of send out a message that he is not just with them, but also, of course, the entire promise of development which has been made. We've seen, of course, a lot of politics surrounding it, with opposition, with the BJP particularly claiming the state government has been stalling projects of development in Banaras, the PM turf, for political reasons. Of course, this is something, a charge that has been denied by the Samajwadi Party and the Congress, but clearly, of course, that is the argument that is being put out by the BJP, particularly the Prime Minister, as far as the various projects of the development works that had been promised in the city of Banaras are concerned.
Indeed. Madhav, request you to please stay with us on the phone line if you can. We also have our colleague Pallavi joining us from the newsroom with further updates on what's really lined up today, where these mega rallies are concerned, and this final push being given in from the Prime Minister, the BJP, as well as, of course, the SP and the Congress, as we understand. On our screens, important visuals that are coming in as we speak. Pallavi, we have the Prime Minister at the Gadwaghat over here, an ashram as well, which is, of course, has the likes of several people. Huge following this ashram really has, especially among the OBCs as well. On the other, we see live visuals coming to us from Jaunpur, where the SP is holding a rally and a mass gathering of people in Jaunpur as well. So to say, final push there being given by all political players. Follow me.
Absolutely. This is the final sort of push which is being given by all political parties in the fray. Campaigning for the Uttar Pradesh elections come to a close at 5 p.m. today. So everyone is giving in their best shot at this end hour, really. The Prime Minister, of course, right now at the Gadwaghat Ashram in Varanasi, which is a spiritual school of thought. He will, of course, be offering his prayers over there, and he's going through the ashram. After that, he will be headed to Lal Bahadur Shastri's residence in Varanasi. The former Prime Minister had spent a few years, initial years of his childhood in Varanasi. So he will be, of course, visiting Lal Bahadur Shastri's residence as well, after which the Prime Minister is expected to address a rally in Rohaniya, which is on the outskirts of Varanasi, and that will be his final rally before the Prime Minister brings a close to his campaigning schedule. Akhilesh Yadav, on the other hand, is expected to address 7 rallies today in Uttar Pradesh. Of course, you're seeing those visuals coming in from Jaunpur, where the crowd has already gathered to listen to UP Chief Minister Akhilesh Yadav. We won't know if whether he stays the Chief Minister or not until March 11th. But yes, he's making that final push today. In fact, the Congress Vice President and the UP Chief Minister were scheduled to address a joint press conference this evening. But because of their tight schedule, they're being unable to do so because Akhilesh Yadav would rather, what sources within the Samajwadi Party tell us, is would rather invest his time in going out to the electorate, speaking to them, addressing rallies, rather than address a press conference, because he's not going to be able to pack it all in before 5 p.m. as are the guidelines of the Election Commission. So yes, a big final push being given to the campaigning schedule by all of the political parties in the fray as well. Road shows for the last couple of days by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and today again making some significant stops before he addresses that final rally in Rohaniya.
Stay with us, please. Follow me. Madhav, if you're still with us, let's break this constituency down for our viewers. Varanasi, as we understand, holds a very crucial 5 seats, the assembly seats over here. And if we talk about these 5 seats in particular, it is the Bharatiya Janata Party at this point of time that has most of the seats under its kitty right now. Though, of course, the SP will try and retain what it could in the year 2012 when they wrested power from the BSP. Tell us a little more in detail of how are we looking at Varanasi and these 5 assembly seats, Madhav.
Well, Akshay, first and foremost, as far as Banaras is concerned, of course, seats are split between the Samajwadi Party, the Congress, as well as the BJP. But what is significant is that the kind of sweep that we've seen in the 2014 Lok Sabha polls has led many to believe whether that kind of Modi magic can be repeated, particularly in the stronghold of Banaras, because Banaras is significant not just in terms of being the Prime Minister's constituency, but a huge impact that it has, culturally, and historically, not just within the city, but also as far as the entire belt is concerned. And that's why, in fact, they are hoping that the Prime Minister's campaign, his presence there in Banaras on ground, will hopefully at least have a ripple effect. We've seen, in fact, the Prime Minister's campaign is just the culmination of a very carefully planned and orchestrated strategy of the BJP, which has seen not just Party President Amit Shah, but also the virtual who's who of the cabinet, of the central central government present there in Banaras for days on end, for weeks on end, all campaigning and in fact putting out the message as far as the center is concerned that it was really for development. Those messages being given out really by the party, and at some level or the other, it is of course a matter of huge prestige, because clearly in the Prime Minister's constituency, if the party doesn't do well, there is of course a sense that it may perhaps impact the party's image negatively, and that's why an all-out effort, a concerted effort being made by the BJP to ensure that the party's best foot forward is put as far as Banaras is concerned.
Indeed. Stay with us, please, Madhav. Polami, coming back to you, and if we speak of the other political players where Varanasi is concerned, we saw very recently even the BSP chief Mayawati held a rally, and interesting to note that a huge number of people actually came out supporting Mayawati as well. Only goes to show that she continues to have that support when it comes to the backward as well as the weaker sections of society, including the Dalits, because the numbers really went in her favor when she held that rally. So could the BSP be the underdog, because of which we're seeing nobody really calling these elections right now?
Well, yes, nobody is calling these elections because it is turning out to be a very tough one to call, really, in terms of the stiff competition that is currently underway in UP. Of course, it all comes to a close finally at 5 p.m. today, and then, of course, the final set of electorate will cast their ballots on March 8th. Mayawati, of course, we did see a large turnout at her rally that she addressed just a couple of days ago, when the Prime Minister and Akhilesh and Rahul on the other side were holding separate road shows, and that was a rally that she addressed in Rohaniya itself. Rohaniya is where the Prime Minister will be addressing a rally today. So interesting. He, of course, addressed the Prime Minister just a couple of days ago. He addressed his first rally in this particular belt where he's been camping. He addressed that first rally in Jaunpur. Today, Akhilesh Yadav is in Jaunpur. He addresses that rally in Rohaniya, where Mayawati was addressing a rally just a couple of days ago. So you can almost imagine the kind of sort of combination of how they are working things out in terms of which electorate to reach out to, and they're clashing in that sense as well in terms of targeting the exact same places in terms of the electorate that they're widely reaching out to. Of course, Mayawati at that point of time did criticize both her opponents and said that, well, they're making all of these temple visits, because she was talking on the day the Prime Minister stopped over at Kal Bhairav Temple and Kashi Vishwanath Temple. Same goes for Akhilesh Yadav as well, who was at the Kashi Vishwanath Temple. She said they're stopping at these temples, but to no avail. She, of course, made that bizarre allegation against the Prime Minister as well. One wonders as to why she made that statement, if she was wondering that her core vote bank was slipping out of her hands, because she did say that he is, in fact, a Brahmin who is only masquerading as an OBC because he wants to, grab that particular vote bank. Of course, that was the allegation which was made by the BSP Supremo. So really, in terms of, the campaigning which we're witnessing, it's high voltage drama which has been playing out in Varanasi and in and around the main city for the last couple of days. Today is the third day, of course, that the Prime Minister is camping in the region, and he will be addressing shortly that rally in Rohaniya. And you can almost see that the decibel levels have gone up. The Prime Minister has, of course, addressed every particular issue during these last few rallies as well. He's spoken about Gayatri Prajapati. He's mocked the state government over how they use the state police to look for buffaloes, of course, referring to Azam Khan and his buffaloes who were lost, and the police was looking for his buffaloes. He talked about the fact that the state government was not cooperating with him every time that he wanted to do something for Varanasi in terms of allocating funds, but in terms of the implementation of those projects, they were stalling that progress. So in terms of cooperative federalism, he touched upon that issue as well. So largely, it has been high decibels over the last couple of days.
Indeed. Please stay with us, Polami. Let's go back to Madhav for more as we speak of Varanasi. Whatever is the outcome of what happens in Varanasi, Madhav, we understand how that will continue to send out a message to the rest of the country, because we understand how Prime Minister Modi chose Varanasi over Vadodara in Gujarat. I'll have to come back to you. Stay with us, please, Madhav and Polami. There is